Where do I come from? I grew up in Soweto. I went to school in Hlolo in Tladi. I spent most of my time in boarding school. Then, after primary school, I went to Rustenburg.
Wife, mother, businesswoman and philanthropist. It seems there is nothing this Soweto native cannot do when she asserts herself. Dr. Precious Moloi-Motsepe graduated from Wits University. She later would move to Richmond, Virginia in the United States, where she continued her studies and practiced medicine in women's health.
If you look across the board in terms of women who go to universities, women who enter their workplace and they have degrees, you find that a lot of boys and girls enter primary school, same numbers, secondary school, same numbers, matric. More girls actually finish matric than boys, and they go to varsity. But at that time, then girls tend to fall pregnant, So one of the challenges that we don't have enough women, if you look, across the board in terms of women who are CEOs or women who are running their own businesses in senior leading positions, we don't have enough because a lot of them fall off either due to teenage pregnancy, and then they don't ever go back to school. And that is because I think we don't have proper access for young women to health facilities, as you correctly say. We need to have clinics that are more welcoming for young people, where they can feel comfortable to go and talk about their needs. If it's contraceptive needs, they need to feel comfortable to talk about that.
The Motsepe Foundation is an institute that prides itself in continuing to make a humble contribution to uplifting and improving living conditions of the poor and the unemployed and marginalized South Africans.
The Family Foundation, which we started in 1999, and then we joined the Giving Pledge with other families like Warren Buffett. It's a global sort of movement. I think the reason we did it was because both of us realized that the path to being where we are now has been through the support of others. Then we joined the Giving Pledge, which was a little bit bigger than we anticipated, and through the Giving Pledge, we decided then we were going to support communities throughout South Africa. We've got like 26 development forums, and our pillars, how we engage in the foundation is through education. We believe that is the key to success. I mean, we both know that. So we've got about 700, just over 700 students that are at universities throughout South Africa. And it is a little bit of a contribution, I think, from our side. But what excites me a lot is that we have a lot of girls that are going through university, as well as boys. But to see the number of girls that apply for particularly science, technology, engineering, they go for medicine, they go for math, that for me is very exciting, because then that means they are doing courses that will be in need in the future. When they finish university education, they will be employable, or they will be able to start their own businesses. So that is great for, I'm really excited about that. And the other thing that we do also is to support women-owned businesses. So we go throughout working with our development forums, identify businesses that are owned by women, where we partner with them, we bring in capital, we support their businesses, we find mentors for them, and make sure that their businesses are sustainable and very importantly profitable as well, because they also serve as job creators. In the communities where they work, we also focus on youth and youth-owned businesses, among some of the things that we do. As far as the foundation is concerned, my involvement has been working with my husband, laying out the strategic direction of where we're going, and working with the staff at the office here, the Motsepe Foundation staff, on the programs that we have decided to follow. And then we, quite a few times in the year, do road shows, where we visit the communities and actually meet the students that we take to varsity, go and see how, you know, the people in business go and engage with the community, because, you know, I believe communities are very, very.
It's not enough to just give them.
You can't. You need to support them. You need to engage with them, and often you will learn a lot from them. They will actually teach you more than you expect. Exactly. Yeah, they know more about their needs than we do. So, and that's for us has been very important way of approaching our philanthropy.
As the director of the Africa Fashion International, Dr. Precious strategizes the promotion and development of the fashion institution in South Africa and in Africa.
We are always pushing ourselves, trying new venues, trying new things. For instance, this time we held the Fashion Week at the V&A, the waterfront, and that is open space. And you know, in June, July, August, Cape Town, weather is not the greatest. But it was amazing. The people came out in full support and really enjoyed it. We had a fantastic lineup.
Any female designers we should be looking out for?
You know, we have a few female designers, and I'll tell you, the fashion industry is very interesting because you would think that there are more female designers, and you know, they are probably very close to the number of male designers at the top level. So at the very top level, where you have brand houses, fashion brand houses globally, if you think of brand names that are very big, you think, you know, Karl Lagerfeld, you think Ralph Lauren, you know, those are big, okay, and they own fashion house, they own fashion empires. Of course, we have the likes of Stella McCartney, you know, Victoria Beckham, they also own fashion houses. But I think at the very top level, we might have fewer women who are actually running their own fashion empires, fashion businesses. As you go up, where there is, it gets thin. Where there is actually running a proper fashion business, it tends to get a little bit thin. Here locally, we have one of our icons, you know, who's been there in the institute for a very long time, Marianne Fezler. She runs a very sustainable, profitable fashion business. We've had others, Stone Cherry, you know, Nkensani Nkosi, who has a very beautiful brand, but it has taken her a bit long to really establish her. Exactly, yeah. You know, we have a few coming up, you know, that have started their stores, but we're slowly getting there.
And then if you look broader into Africa, what does the terrain look like there?
I think on the African continent also there are a lot of fashion designers who run fashion businesses on a very small scale. Okay, so when it comes to scaling the business and actually running a fashion empire where you have design and you have proper manufacturing facilities, you have proper retail outlets, you know, you have a distribution model that is sustainable, and you're able to deliver products to the consumer at a reasonable price, on time, and you're able to make a profit out of that. We still have some way to go. We're trying to promote the designers so that they become, you know, household names. But then the important thing is that they sell the products either in stores. We have started our own, you know, store fashion, the Privé, as African Fashion International. We also do an online store. You know, we do a bit of e-commerce, and that's where designers find distribution. Yes, Africa has a lot of creativity, and you know, we get called the last frontier. We get called the cradle of humankind. But the thing is, we have so much creativity, and we have allowed others to take inspiration from us, but we haven't found a way to commercialize our own creativity. Seshweshwe, it's a beautiful fabric. How do you make it globally relevant? You know, you can't do it Sishweshwe as our grandmothers used to do go Lesotho. You know, try and incorporate it into something that is globally relevant and you can sell. And therein lies, you know, the genius of the creativity. You know, I mean, I was in Kenya with my boys. You were asking me how I relax. We also like going game driving. That's one of the most beautiful things to do. You know, we went to Kenya. And, you know, it's funny, the boys were commenting, Mama, have you seen how these Maasai people dress? Their colors are absolutely amazing. And that's true, you know. And one of them says, but have you seen how, as you said, you know, Louis Vuitton seems to have taken some inspiration from the Maasai tribe, you know, and it's selling, and you know, and it's ours. So we need to find a way to use our beautiful, you know, continent. We have if you go to these game drives and just beautiful animals, beautiful land, and combine that with what the indigenous people, you know, how they used to do things, but then you innovate and change it in a way that it becomes globally relevant, you know, and then you've got a product that you can sell anywhere in the world. Yeah, our traditional wear is amazing. It's beautiful. You know, recently we went to visit one of our development forums in the Eastern Cape, and the king was being ordained, and people were just dressed in the most beautiful, amazing, you know, styles. And as you say, it has meaning. So if you're taking a Xhosa cultural attire and changing in a way that is globally relevant, but telling a story around it. You know, this is what the Xhosa woman would wear when she's coming of age or when she gets married, you know. Yeah, so this is the meaning of these beads. And then people love such stories. And that's how our creativity and, you know, how we can tell our story to the rest of the world.
Being a successful fashion designer is more than sketching a few items and sewing. There is an art to putting a collection together.
We're trying to build brands. We're trying to build sustainable businesses for these designers. So a designer needs to have gone through, if they've gone through a fashion school, we've got our own program that a development program where we then partner these college students with established designers so that they learn more about the business side of fashion. We mentor them, we put them on our platform and give them small slots so that they understand what it means to actually put a collection together, because there is an art in actually putting a collection together. They learn that, and after a few years, they get placed with established designers, you know, and it's also a learning progress where they actually get to test their products. Oh, if I do this, people like it, or if I change this, people seem to, you know, want to. Yeah, you know, you have to understand how people respond to your product. Once we have designers who have some kind of market, okay, they may not have a fully established store, but they have a presence in the market, then our designer and fashion liaison people then select those people to showcase during a fashion event, because it's not everybody who qualifies, obviously, to showcase. We try and choose the very best of the designers, and we also try and choose designers who have some presence in the market to make sure that they use the platform effectively, you know, in terms of marketing their products, in terms of networking with other designers and with buyers, because that is the whole point behind participating in a fashion event.
The Motsepe Foundation provides bursaries for students, especially for young women. Dr. Precious is proud of the contribution the foundation has made towards helping young students.
Our focus, as I said, is really on rural communities and really marginalized areas. You know, we look across the board. In Gauteng, we're in Soweto and Tshwane, and you know, the rest of the country, Eastern Cape and Northern Cape, we're all over. But in terms of application, one needs to go through our development forums. All the information is contained on our website, as far as how to contact your local development forum, because we go through the development forums who collect all these applications, and then based on merit, academic merit, as well as financial need, then they present these applications to us, and then the Board of Trustees at the Motsepe Foundation then finally decides on the students from each province who will then qualify for a bursary. And the bursaries really cover academic needs and school books and boarding, and we try and give a holistic bursary so that the student can focus on their studying. They don't have what we expect of them. The bursaries are not they're not loans. They don't have to pay them back. But what we expect from the students is that they will give back to the communities where they come from also. So hopefully we can build this momentum. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay. So having said that, do you guys have any students who've recently graduated that you've now started seeing, following in that footstep, or that footprint rather, of giving back and trying to be, pillars within their communities?
At this stage, it's still early stages, so we're monitoring progress of our students. A lot of them do well in that they pass. It's challenging at university, but the pass rate is satisfactory, and we have students that have 7-year degrees, as in medicine. We have others who are doing 3 or 4 year degrees. So in the next 2 to 3 years, we will have gone through our first cycle of students who have registered for BCom degrees, and we, have always engaged with them and see their progress, and with their families as well.
After serving as president for the Cancer Association for years, the good doctor stepped down when she suffered the loss of her mother to the disease. That life event allowed Dr. Precious to take some time for herself to heal.
For quite some time, I was very involved with the Cancer Association, and we worked nationally. Our focus programs were around educating people on how to prevent and detect breast cancer, and as well as supporting those who have been affected by breast cancer and their families. And in my practice also, when I did the women's clinic, one of the focus areas was breast health. So that's one area that was very close to my heart. But as nature would have it, and we all go through our ups and downs, I unfortunately lost my mom to breast cancer a few years ago. Yeah, that was very, very hard. And somehow I couldn't deal with working closely in the, I needed to take myself out of it and heal, but now I'm back, and I'm very excited because it's almost like, listen, this is who you love to do this, and do it for your moms. Let her see that you're continuing in educating other women how to prevent breast cancer, how to detect it early. So in October, yes, we will be doing something, working with one of our partners.
Dr. Precious takes pleasure and solace in the quality time spent with her 3 sons and husband.
I have three wonderful boys, absolutely great boys. We spend a lot of time, family time. We travel a lot, traveling is one of my passions. I absolutely love to see the world. That was one of my mottos when I finished university. I said, I want to see the world.